Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special event. Tonight and together, we shall celebrate all that is great about deaf language, history and culture. Hosting the Royal Association for Deaf People's 175th Birthday Awards this evening, an acclaimed actress, author and comedienne. She's absolutely fabulous, Helen Lederer.
To be invited to the first ever Royal Association for Deaf People Birthday Honours Awards here at the Millennium Hotel. As Toby's already explained, quite a dodgy venue, quite posh. I was just chatting to someone in the ladies at the same time as working out whether the Millennium hand towels would actually fold up neatly into my handbag. And when she said to me, she said her husband drove her to drink. And I said, you're lucky I have to walk. Anyway, just a little joke there to kick us off. So what better way to celebrate? This is going to be hilarious. Oh, my words. It's great. To celebrate such a magnificent birthday than to take a big risk and ask an old 80s comedian, moi, to step up to the plinth and demonstrate the truly fantastic things that are happening in the deaf community and alert you to some amazing individuals, old and young, so that we can share, learn and celebrate them. So no pressure. Okay. I was very excited actually to do a little research before tonight's event and practice some British Sign Language. I was really impressed with Helen, top marks, really good. But I have to say that I have discovered that the signing for Coca-Cola, okay, in English and Australia are different. Okay, so unfortunately I learnt the one in Australian. Wrong website. So when I ordered a drink at the bar, the barman happened to be Australian. So when I said, could I have a rum and Coke? He said that we had to get a room. And then we exchanged numbers. I didn't realise that actually what I should have said is, could I have a rum and Coke, please? So for those, thank you. So I love you. I love that table especially. But that is that right? Anyway, it's a sign for something else. Now, apparently, you were going to have a celebrity with us today. But we've just heard that Joan Collins has been rushed to hospital to attend the birth of her next husband. So, so here I am. So I just thought I'd talk to you for about 2 hours, if that's okay. About me? Yeah. Seriously, I am so proud to be in such good company. You know what they say, behind every successful woman stands a man sulking. By the way, how many female interpreters does it take to change a light bulb? Yeah. The answer is none. You've got to leave something for the men to think they're good at. Okay, so that's just a little joke there too. Okay, it's going well. Looking over, it's going well. You all look amazing tonight. I was a little bit worried about what to wear because I am actually at that slightly awkward age, too old for Hugh Hefner, too young for Harry Styles. So I said to this is great. So I said to a doctor friend, husband actually, but I like to keep things casual. I said, look, I'm going to celebrate the RAD Awards tonight, and they're all going to be really high up in movers and shakers in the deaf community, and did he have any tips? And he said no. No, he didn't. But to be honest, we're going through that honesty phase where he says things like, shall we swap positions tonight? And I say, yeah, that's a good idea. You stand by the ironing board while I sit on the sofa and burp. But yeah. Anyway, I'm very honoured to be an event which highlights the skills you have in this amazing community, because I know award ceremonies can be a bit of a challenge. Listen, when I lost out to the BAFTA, I was in bed for weeks until I realised that sleeping with the judges didn't actually work. But then, you see, I went to an all-girls school where you had to do an IQ test. If it came back negative, you got in. But it is very competitive in my world. I have to confess, I've never been the first to win anything. In fact, I was one of the last women in my year to get a bra because I worked out that going topless got me more boyfriends. Anyway. I'm very excited at the moment because I am still married. Still talking. Obviously, it's not my first time. Well, my first time was with my driving instructor when I was 15, but we don't talk about that because the settlement was adequate. No, my marriage was when I was 39, and quite a lot of pressure from my parents to get married. In the end, they advertised several times in the Filipino Times. And we tried to make it work. We went to Relate. I don't know if anyone has Relate here. It's brilliant. They see anyone. You don't even need a partner nowadays. You just turn up on your own and they lend you one at the door. It's brilliant. Anyway, therapist sat us down. She said, okay, what do you like about each other? And then to break the silence, she said, what don't you like? Well, we only had an hour. But I managed to slip in a few minor points about dress sense, personal hygiene, friends. Obviously, I had to wait to the following week before I could open up more fully. And in the end, she suggested that we go for a separation. We're celebrating tonight, yeah, trial separation. In fact, it went so well as a trial that we decided to go full steam ahead and go for a fully blown estrangement. So at least we ended on a high. And to celebrate, I went to my best friend's divorce party. She threw it, he paid for it, that kind of thing. And they suggested that I go on the internet because it's instant then. You get instantly disillusioned as opposed to the normal 2 months. Anyway, got a date. A couple of days later, phone rang. It was him. And he said, how would you like to come to Paris for a dirty weekend? And then there was a silence and the voice said, I'm sorry, have I shocked you? And I said, God no, I was just packing. Anyway, I love showbiz. I'm not saying I do anything, but I have just done the last 2 weeks in a celebrity coach trip. I don't know if anyone watches that programme. Because no one else would sit next to Michael Barrymore on the coach. Suffice it to say, we got very close, especially on the bends. Suffice it to say, he is no longer gay. I am. And then I was asked to do MasterChef for all the people who lost in the first one, where you get to poison the jumped-up greengrocer. I don't know if you know him, the bald one with no neck, a bit like a lava lamp. Fun to look at, but not all that bright. People are always asking, well, I'd like to think now, what is it like to be an ab-fab? I don't know if anyone's familiar with ab-fab. And they say, things like, do you go round to each other's houses all the time? And I say, yeah, all the time. Not when they're in, obviously, because that would be stalking. And we've just done the ab-fab film out in July. Everyone else got flown out to the Riviera to do it, but due to budget cuts, I just recorded my one line in Barnet, and they're going to drop it in. But it's hard for all celebrities now with the budget cuts. Listen, even Joanna Lumley had to fly EasyJet, even she. And it was so bumpy when they landed that June Whitfield said to Jennifer, she said, did we land or were we shot down? But I love June Whitfield. She's just recently advertised one of those Stana stair lifts. I don't know if you've seen that one that goes upstairs so fast. She still remembers what she was looking for when she got to the top. Anyway, you are a lovely audience, I can tell you that. We're going to have a wonderful evening. I'm told to remind you in a gentle but accidentally on purpose sort of way that this evening is also to support the great work of RAD and to remind you in a subtle manner of the ongoing silent auction, great raffle prizes. We've got a rather sophisticated waste paper basket here with the raffle tickets. One of them is me. I'm so sorry, I can only apologise. Me and T, where I watch you eat cakes somewhere. Obviously, I won't be eating any. The donation envelopes are on your table. And one of the prizes that caught my eye are 2 tickets for the Ladies Open. Don't know what that is, but sounds good. Anyway, so a huge welcome to everyone here tonight, in particular Toby Burton, Chair of RAD, who we've already met. Wonderful speech. Toby began his chairing, as he said, for RAD in July last year and has been a trustee for 5 years. Helen Moore, who we've met, Managing Director from City and Country Headline Sponsors. Everyone's thrilled with you. Dr. Terry Riley. Terry is Chair of the British Deaf Association. Wonderful. And also all RAD trustees who give their time so freely to support the important work of the charity. And a huge thank you to all the other sponsors. I've met some of them. Wonderful. City and Country, award-winning, market-leading heritage developer. Bonham's, really fallen in love with Charlie. Apparently he's married. I think he might be making that up. He's fantastic. I'd like to think. Fisher Jones Greenwood, the award-winning and innovative law firm. Cluster of lawyers. Met a cluster earlier. Griffin Chapman, Chartered Accountants and Top Business Advisors Company. I mean, you know, amazing. Jimmy's Farm. He does a lot of work with pigs, I'm told. And he's quite famous. Wybrow, he's amazing. And he's chosen RAD to be the charity. So we're very grateful. Everyone is very grateful. And Wybrow Chartered Surveyors, a leading commercial property consultancy. Wonderful. And chartered surveying firm. Important to say all those words together. So now to the awards. I could have done 2 hours, but I thought, no, I can't do that to you. Deep breath. The process, as Toby's already said, has been a rigorous one. A judging panel of key sector leaders across the deaf community met in December, and there were difficult decisions, heated debates, but they are still talking, I'm told, and they managed to agree in the end. A massive thanks to all the judges, because that is so time-consuming and truly passionate work. So can we just thank all those people? This is the way I'm doing the clapping. Is that fantastic? Really fantastic. There are 9 categories. Let us kick off with the first, because that is entirely logical. Award 1, Best Deaf Business. Now, this award is presented to an organisation shown to have well-developed business structures and systems, plans to ensure that it's financially viable in the future, and actively values staff and volunteers. The judges felt the winner of this award has constantly monitored the market to ensure its products meet current need. They've shown innovation and flair in a difficult economic environment, telling me, and the business is well established and continues to grow. So this award has been sponsored by Wybrow. So please put your hands together for Ewan Dodds, Chief Executive of Wybrow, to present the award.
How can I follow that? It's been fantastic to have been involved with RAD for a number of years, and to see this evening grow from a kernel of an idea about 18 months ago when I was sitting with Jan, and she was talking about the 175th and what they were going to do, and this started around then. So whilst I know they've been congratulated, can I just thank again Jan and her team, who've been instrumental in getting you all here tonight and getting all the sponsorship together and all the sponsors, but them in particular, I think they've done wonderfully. So putting that to one side, and they have been brilliant, it has been so difficult to judge the best deaf business and all the other categories. It's been phenomenally challenging, and the award winners and the finalists have been are just mind-blowing. I've just never seen anything like it. It's been a thoroughly enjoyable experience and one that we want to continue. So with that in mind, can we see the finalists?
The nominations are...
That's what I meant to say.
The shortlisted finalists for Best Deaf Business: Flashing Lights, Sign World, Here First Training and Consultancy.
And the winner is the Best Deaf Business winner, Sign World.
So if you would like to come up, there's a lot of kissing going on, a lot of kissing. More kissing. We're just doing a selfie. Oh, and we're coming up this way. Well done, congratulations.
To be honest, I did not expect this. I have no speech prepared or anything. I'm totally taken aback to be the winner. But it is important to say that I am very happy to have won because we've put in such a lot of hard work for the last 4 years and it's ongoing. And it's our first award. So it's very important to thank the others, people behind the scenes, such as my 2 daughters, who've been immensely patient with me and listened to me talking on and on about Sign World. And now we've been established and things are running a bit more smoothly, so things are easier for them now. There are too many names for me to mention, but thank you, all of those who've supported me over the last several years, and those who nominated and who voted for me.
Boyfriend, and he's very quick, he tells me. Well done, well done. Fantastic. Wonderful, thank you. Award 2, the Best Deaf Role Model. The individual presented with this award has inspired other deaf people to achieve or work towards achieving their goals and aspirations. Now, the judging panel felt that a lot of people do their jobs well, but what makes a good role model is someone who cares about doing more than just their job. So please welcome Mr. Paul Cooper, international deaf rugby star, to present the award.
Thank you, everyone. I'd just like to say, on behalf of the team at the Royal Association for the Deaf, thank you. Thank you for inviting me today. It's a huge privilege being here. And as not many people know, there is international deaf rugby teams around the world now. So what we would class, or some people class as disability, is not seen as a disability. It's just a different way of playing the sport. We all speak the same way. We all interact as a team. We all interact as a family. And from going from a perfectly hearing person to someone that is now deaf in one ear was a big change for me. But now I can see from both sides of the coin how life affects other people and what other advantages we can have in life.
Wonderful. And the nominees, yes, we just I want to do more of that. Fantastic. And the nominees are...
The shortlisted finalists for Best Deaf Role Model: Jackie Wan, Alric Marasek, Dr. Sarah Powell.
And the winner is, can I have a drum roll, please?
Yes, brilliant.
Best Deaf Role Model winner, Jackie Wan.
hugging, which is nice.
Saturday occurrence for me, that.
So we're well done, well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, I'm so nervous. What to say? Well, first of all, happy birthday, RAD. Long may you continue. Definitely another 175 years. As for me, well, what can I say? From my very first thoughts of becoming what I am, I have not done this alone. I had my family behind me. I looked up to them and they inspired me. And people talk about me being the first deaf person to do what I do, but there are other deaf people who do what I do, and there are other deaf people who were my role models. Susan Eagling in particular, and Herbert Klein are two people that I would very much like to mention. And long may mental health of deaf people continue. It's such an important element of our lives.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Award 3, Best Employer of Deaf People. Now, this award is presented to an employer who demonstrates they understand the needs of deaf people, actively supports deaf people, and ensures the environment is a great place to work for deaf people. There are lots of things to consider when supporting a deaf person in employment, which you all know, ranging from access to work funding and visual fire alarms. The judges were looking for an organisation who does this and more. They were also looking for an organisation who are fully inclusive and consult with deaf people about what makes a great workspace. It was felt that the winner of this award truly values their staff. They demonstrate great examples of best practice, and the managers are clearly passionate about creating an inclusive working environment. They also show innovation and continually strive to improve. My goodness, not a lot then. Joking. This award has been sponsored by Griffin Chapman Chartered Accountants and Business Advisors. Please welcome Jeff Tarr, Senior Partner, to come on stage and present the award.
I'd just like to say how pleased and honoured we are to be associated with this event and the wonderful work the charity does. You've heard lots of humour and eloquence. I'm a chartered accountant, so I don't think I'll say any more than that. Thank you.
I love him. Right, I'm not saying anything. And the nominees are...
The shortlisted finalists for Best Employer of Deaf People: Living Options Devon, City Lit, Sign Health.
The Best Employer of Deaf People winner is Living Options Devon.
All our winners like to sit quite far away from the stage, which is fine. Oh, this way. Sirening.
No, I won't. I probably will, but you remind me.
Wonderful. And come and be congratulated.
Congratulations.
It's nice up here. And come and...
Wow.
Wow, maybe you're thinking who Living Options Devon are, but
We hide away. We're tiny weeny.
We are a small organisation, yes. We're a small charity in Devon and in Exeter. But we work with the community quite further afield in Devon. We reach out to those in the rural community and work alongside people, helping them through their lives. And we've done this tirelessly for the last 9 years, and it's taken quite a thick skin to get through things, the hard times, to provide services. But can I just say, it's amazing to be here this evening. You know, I just want to thank RAD. You know, it's amazing that they've been here for 175 years, and I really do hope that they continue for another 175 years so that deaf children and future generations can receive services from them.
Yes, and I'd very much like to thank Living Options Devon, because we're a very small organisation and we cover a number of different projects and supply different services that change deaf people's lives. So I'd really like to thank you for the nomination and for the award this evening.
Yes,
so
thank you.
now you've seen us and we're open for business. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Award for Most Accessible Mainstream Services. Now, this award is made to a mainstream organisation which demonstrate they understand and meet the needs of deaf people. The judges found this to be one of the categories, most difficult to judge. Subtext, rouse. And the one which caused the most heated debates. The reason for this is that all the organisations shortlisted are doing great work. And on this category, there were 4 shortlisted because it was impossible not to take these 4 organisations to the judging table. So all of them are committed to making mainstream services more accessible to deaf people. But the winner of this award has shown an absolute commitment to ensuring deaf people continually receive accessible services, as well as exploring ways of improving services to make them better. So please welcome onto the stage, I hope I have your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome onto the stage Mr. Toby Burton, Chair of the Royal Association for Deaf People, to present the award. We've met him before.
Thank you, everybody. Can I just check? Yeah, okay, lovely. Yesterday, I got an email from Access to Work, and it said there must be 1 interpreter, not 2 interpreter, only funding for 1 interpreter. That's for all meetings, just 1 interpreter. And yes, so I'm just checking that. There's one interpreter working at the moment, so it won't cause an issue for Access to Work. Okay. Anyway, yes, moving on to the awards. The best mainstream services. You know, there was so many services that RAD work with. I mean, RAD provides services in language that's suitable for deaf people, in deaf people's first language. But we realise that RAD can't provide services, you know, everywhere, all services that deaf people need. Therefore, it's important we work in partnership with mainstream organisations. And we have a number of valuable partners. Tonight, this award goes to what we've considered, from the shortlist, the best mainstream services that provide accessibility to deaf people.
The nominees are...
The shortlisted finalist for Most Accessible Mainstream Services: Team Marlborough Court, London Borough of Islington, HMRC Customer and Stakeholder Team, UK Power Networks.
And let's see who the winner is. The winner is the London Borough of Islington. They're quite far at the back, I think.
Yes. And do you think the whole of the Borough of Islington will be coming up just to kind of... There's a dip.
Yeah, maybe
at the
they will, I think.
Dip at the back of the stage. Come on, Islington, we're waiting. 3 members of Islington. They're going to make it complicated. We're doing two different. That's good. That's nice. That's interesting. Welcome and clapping for the Islington winners.
I'm going to sign. What a shock. I did not expect to win at all. I'm absolutely astonished. Thank you, RAD. Really well done to you for organising this wonderful ceremony this evening. I'd like to say that we've been working also for many years to improve accessibility within Islington. We've also worked alongside other councils who've taken us as their role model for the last 20 years. But it's also important for me to thank the deaf community of Islington. I began my work in Islington 20 years ago, and it was in my contact with the deaf community where I found a family. And that has continued for me along the years. We have very strong links with our local deaf community, and we could not achieve what we have achieved without them. We've worked in partnership, we've consulted with them, they've given us their time, and we've listened to each other. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations to you all.
Terry's coming up now to do.
We can clap them, but while they go off, please could a certain person, Dr. Terry Riley from the BDA, come up and say a few words. This is a little bit of a surprise. Here he is.
This year, the BDA is celebrating our 125th anniversary, and it's fitting that we should acknowledge the tremendous work of RAD over the last 175 years. They're two different organisations, but we have very strong links, because when the BDDA was set up by the missioners all those years ago, many of those missioners came from the RADD. The RAD was more of a religious organisation. They were all about education, and we were more about deaf people having pride in our language and culture. And so it's important for the BDA to, on this day, celebrate alongside the RAD, and we have a special award to present to them this evening.
Thank you, Terry. And congratulations to the BDA for 125 years. Thank you.
Most outstanding contribution made to the deaf community. Now, this award is made to an individual who's made an outstanding contribution to the community, whose contribution should be recognised and celebrated. There are amazing people in this category, people who've made a real difference locally, nationally and internationally. And this was another, I'm told, really tough one for the judges to decide upon. This award has been sponsored by Fisher Jones Greenwood. Please welcome to the stage Ellen Peterson, Partnership Member at Fisher Jones, to present the award.
Hello. We're lawyers, so I won't be too long. On behalf of Fisher Jones Greenwood, I'm delighted and privileged to be here and part of these 175th Birthday Honours Awards. This award is for the person who has made the most outstanding contribution to the deaf community and whose contribution should be recognised and celebrated.
Wonderful. And the nominees are
The shortlisted finalists for most outstanding contribution made to the deaf community: Lillian Lawson, Dr. Barry Wright, Dr. Terry Riley.
And the winner is the most outstanding contribution made to the deaf community winner, Lillian Lawson. There'll be a wait then. Tell me some jokes.
So I'm just encouraging the talented people to come up to the stage with all the love in the room. Lots of kissing. Lots of kissing. Well done.
My goodness. I didn't expect this, and the other two nominees are phenomenal. All of their work has been incredible. And congratulations to RAD for 175 years. I'm very proud to have been involved with the BDA for all of this, for a very long time, and well done them to get to 125 years as well. Someone who's not with us today, who I'm sure is looking down on us, is my husband, John Young. He's been an inspirational leader and spent many a time encouraging me to do the work that I do, and he was an incredible deaf role model for every one of us and was a great leader within the BDA. Another person I'd like to thank is Mary Brennan. I grew up using sign language, and I grew up believing sign language was of lower status to the language of English. And it was working with Mary that I realised that my language had an equal status. And I embraced my deaf identity. I gained in my confidence in using that language. There are many young, intelligent deaf people sitting with me on my table this evening, and I feel incredibly optimistic about our future. And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much for nominating me. I don't know who you were, but thank you, and thank you everyone.
On to Award 6. We're beyond halfway. Charge your glasses. Okay, Most Innovative Deaf Club. Now this award, which is forward-thinking, has an inclusive, rich and diverse programme of activities. Am I sounding very bossy, ladies and gentlemen? Quite bossy? Okay. It's independent and has a growing membership. Deaf clubs are really important to the deaf community and to RAD, who really want to see them continue to grow, develop and attract new and younger members of the deaf community. This award is made to a deaf club which continues to be innovative whilst demonstrating perseverance and resilience despite uncertain times. So please welcome Amanda Carson-Webb, Director of Communication Services and Community Development, to present the award. Amanda.
Good evening. On behalf of RAD staff, I'd like to welcome all of you and say thank you so much for helping us celebrate our 175th anniversary year. I'm very, very proud to announce this award, having been a member of the deaf community and culture all my life.
And the nominations are...
The shortlisted finalists for Most Innovative Deaf Club: St John's Deaf Club, Medway Deaf Club, Romford Deaf Seniors Lunch Club.
And the winner? Medway Deaf Club. Come on up.
I've learned so much. Wonderful.
I saw it on the
Brilliant. Well done. Okay. Well done. It's good.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's fine. It's so
It's still in one
strong.
piece. It's still in one piece. It's fine.
First of all, with that,
First of all,
well done to
I'd like to say
Romford Deaf Club.
well done to Romford Deaf Club and also to St John's at Green Lane
All the other deaf community.
and also to the other deaf clubs amongst the deaf community,
Rocky
West Ham,
Down,
Colchester, Southend and all of the deaf clubs throughout England.
I'll be proud of RAD. You know how
I feel very proud of RAD. When I was 14 years old, I remember the RADD. I remember at Reverend John at Oldfield
Team leader,
and also the various team leaders,
Harry Wolf,
Howard Wolf, Mr Church and so on.
I will keep going RAD.
You know, I hope that RAD continues another 100 years or more.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you.
I would also like to say thank you to RAD for all the support they've given our community for the last 175 years and hopefully for the next. I'm sure I won't still be here, but you never know. There have been many struggles over the last few years. We've moved and the building closed and we moved again and closed again and finally we found another home. Let's hope that we're able to stay there for good and we don't have to move again. Thank you, everyone.
Fingers crossed.
Award 7, most significant research contribution to deaf studies now. This was made to an organisation which has made a significant contribution to the development of understanding about the needs and how these needs can be met. The research will make a difference to the lives of deaf people. The winner of this category regularly publishes research which makes a real contribution to deaf studies. So please welcome Helen Moore, Managing Director of City and Country, our headline sponsor, to present the awards. Thank you so much.
You've heard enough from me this evening, but I would just like to say what an inspirational evening it's been for us to be part of. It's been absolutely amazing to hear all of these people who have achieved so much. And now, my chance to announce.
Oh, I think I say something here, but I'm not sure. But I'm going to jump in, because it's my job, to say, and the nominations are, I just like saying that, but the nominations are...
The shortlisted finalists for most significant research contribution to deaf studies. Sign Health, Deafness, Cognition and Language Research Centre, SWORD BSL IAPT Project Team.
And the most significant research contribution to deaf studies winner is Deafness, Cognition and Language.
Woo! Well done. And I'm told, clever winners, could you come up here, because it might take you even longer. But there's some logic in the directorial. Obviously, you've got to hug quite a lot of people. I think they're there, Helen. The two Helens are waiting for you. Trying to get them to come round. I know. They're going to come this way. I know. I'm trying. They're coming this way. It's fine. You're welcome to come this way. It's all changed. It's all changed. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you so much on behalf of myself and the decal team, which even includes the interpreter. We're really honored. The whole key to what we do and what we try to achieve is to work with and for the deaf community so that we can transfer knowledge that we create in the end to provide the deaf community with the tools they need for campaigning and achieving and overcoming barriers. So we see what we do as a partnership, and we're really pleased that that's been recognized this evening. So on behalf of us here, plus all the other people at Decal who didn't come along tonight, thank you very much.
Thank you. So now, Award 8. This is a penultimate award. Preservation of Deaf History and Culture. This award is presented to an organisation that can demonstrate commitment to the preservation of deaf history and culture, as well as making the information accessible to the wider community. The judges for this category were especially impressed with the dedication and hard work that a small group of volunteers put into making displays of deaf history come alive for the people who visit the museum. So this award, it's my fave. Well, you're all my fave. Is sponsored by Bonhams. Please welcome Charlie Thomas, Director of Sales and Private Collections. Charlie.
Thank you very much, Helen. It's a huge honour for Bonhams to be involved in tonight. And the preservation of deaf history and culture is an apt award for us to be presenting because Bonhams worked very hard in looking after history and, of course, culture, mainly so we can sell it. But it really has been an inspiring evening, and I've learned a tremendous lot tonight. So for that, I thank you, and I'll pass over to Helen.
Thank you. The nominations are...
The shortlisted finalists for Preservation of Deaf History and Culture: Peter Brown, British Deaf Association, Deaf Museum and Archive Curatorial Team.
Right, and the winner is the Deaf Museum and Archive Curatorial Team. Congratulations.
Where are they? Over there. Well done. Well done. There's quite a few photographs. Photographs there, photographs here, photographs coming along. A lot of hugging. It's another table. We want a hug. We need a hug.
Thank you. Oh, there's so many faces. I don't know what to say. I've got this, oh dear. I'm quite nervous, but thank you everybody. Oh dear. We set up in 1983 as a very small organisation, and we've grown. There's 4 of us, volunteers. and we love our work. We've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed sort of all that we've done over those years. Thank you for this award. And, you know, sort of our museum and our archive, you know, is a team run by volunteers, and we're very proud. We're proud to be recognised. We'd like to thank the RAD for this award. You know, thank you for everyone who's been included in this. Thank you.
Thank you again. That's all I want to say.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, oh, this is a nice award now. They've all been nice. The Young Person Award. This award is made to a young person who's shown significant commitment and dedication to their studies, their community, and their family. Or their family, and/or slash. Apparently, this was another really tough one. The age ranges of the shortlisted nominees made this especially difficult to judge. The youngest nominee was 13, and the oldest was 22. So this award has been sponsored by Jimmy's Farm, he's not here, but anyway, and RAD, our Jimmy's charity. So please welcome Tyrone Wolfe, Deputy Director Children of Young People in the National Children's Society, to present the award. Tyrone! Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I know you're all salivating and desperate to get to the bar. We'll be there soon. It's a real honour for me to be here this evening, and I come to you from the NDCS, the National Deaf Children's Society, which is an organisation spanning the whole of the UK where there are 48,000 young deaf people. Those deaf young people do not all have the same needs, they're all different, and there are a number of different charities that provide services as an attempt to meet those young people's needs, including the BDA and RAD and the NDCS. And those services are aimed at children and young deaf people in order to provide for their needs. Bear with me while I remember what I had planned to say. Before we announce the award, I think for me, as for most of you, when you see a young person growing from child to adult, you see the struggles that they have to go through, the barriers that they have to beat down, and they are never beaten.
And the nominees are
The shortlisted finalists for the Young Person Award: Ashley Kendall, Finlay McIver, Ellen Parfitt.
Congratulations, Ashley Kendall!
And ladies and gentlemen, while we wait for the winner Ashley to come up, could we also invite Ellen and Finlay onto the stage? They're going to receive special commendations.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait for the other two to join us first.
Oh, here they are!
Well done. Well done, Ellen. And a good Scottish lad here. Well done, Finley. I'll keep it brief and as simple as possible, really. I didn't expect to receive this award. Everybody deserves the same awards this evening, the same level of recognition. I got involved in the BDA, in the youth section of the BDA. And I feel that this award should be shared out amongst other people. The BDA youth who has driven us. And that's the reason why I'm here today. The reason why I've achieved is through my strong roots within the BDA Youth Committee. And the team efforts of people that put in. You know, is it a personal achievement? Is it me, Ashley, that's achieved something? Or is it the role models that I've looked up to over the years? I want to thank them, the people that I wanted to be like. That's why I'm here. So this award goes to them as well. And I think it's important to mention my partner, Hannah. Hannah has been a rock for me. You know, she goes, go on, do your work within the BDA. She knows my passion within youth work, and her passion lies there too. Her patience, her understanding. You know, she's been there constantly a rock behind me. So thank you, Hannah, and thank you for everybody.
To me. Last year I started my blog, Day in the Life of a Daffy, and me as Daffy Blogger, I love to inspire deaf people that they can achieve anything that they want to do, given the right support. And I mean, to be here today, I'm really thank you ever so much to everybody. And, good luck.
Thank you for my mama and dad, my mother and another sister, and
Thank you to my mum and dad and my sister.
And thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I just thank everyone, because you are all amazing and awesome winners. It's been an honour for me. I'm very new, and thank you for welcoming me. I don't know anything, but I know a bit more, but not much. Remember, it's not the winning, it's the taking someone apart that counts. Thank you so much, and over to the acrobats, I do believe.